Hello children, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you all? Hope everything is going fine. Yes. So today I am here to explain you class 7 physical quantities, the second part, in which we will be talking about the volume of the regular objects, irregular objects, few numericals on volume. So let us now move to the topic without wasting our time. Measuring volume. Let us define volume. The space occupied by a three-dimensional object. The three-dimensional object, suppose this is a three-dimensional object. The space occupied by this object is nothing but defined as the volume. The standard unit or the volume is generally measured in meter cube, or you can say that the unit of volume is cubic meter. You may ask, madam, but my milk wala will measure the liquid in liters. Yes. So the volume of liquids is expressed in liters. Volume of liquid is expressed in liters. Now we have a few relations with the volume. Let us know the relations which are very important. Children, you have to memorize these relations so that you will be comfortable in doing the numericals. These are the few relations which you have to remember and which will be helpful in solving the numericals part. 1 meter cube is equal to 10 100,000 centimeter cube. 1 meter cube is equal to 10 100,000 centimeter cube, or this can also be written as 10 to the power of 6 centimeter cube. How will you get this? If you want, I'll just explain the simple derivation. 1 meter cube can be written as 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. 1 meter, if you want to convert into CGS system, 100 centimeters into 100 centimeters into 100 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it becomes 10 to the power of 6 centimeter cube. This is how we will be getting 1 meter cube is equal to 10 to the power of 6 meter cube. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters, and this is very important which you have to remember. 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cc. 1 cc, it is 1 cubic centimeter. Cc is nothing but cubic centimeter. So these are the these relations. We have n number of relations, but mainly these will be useful in solving the numericals in the class 7th level, or else we have so many relations. Okay. Now we will be like, children, can you tell me what are the devices we use to measure the volume? The devices used to measure the volume, we have basically the two devices: measuring beaker and measuring cylinder. These are the two devices which are used to measure the volume of the liquids. Now how do you measure? Let me tell you in a quick way what is the method exactly to note down the reading, how to take down the reading. Now we shall see how to measure the volume of the liquid. Children, generally in the laboratories, if you take a test tube, you might have observed the curved surfaces. You might have observed the liquid in this curved surface. Did you ever observe? Okay. If you have observed, well and good. If you have not observed, please pay attention next time. Take a glass test tube, and if you half fill the test tube with the water, you can see this type of curve, and this curve is nothing but call it as a meniscus. This curve is called as a meniscus. This meniscus depends upon the liquid. Here you are able to see, here we have the downward curve, but here we have the upward curve. This downward curve is called as an concave. The downward curve is called as an concave. Upward curve is called as an convex. Now how to measure? Here the liquid level we have to measure till here. This is the level of the liquid which we have to measure, not this part. Here also, here we should not measure. This is wrong, and this is the correct way of measuring. This is the correct way of taking the reading of the liquid, and this is the exact way of taking the reading here in the concave. I hope you have understood. Let me explain you once again. The curved part is meniscus. This curve depends upon the liquid which we are taking. If you take a water, you will be getting the concave curve. If you are taking the mercury, you will be getting a convex here. Convex is nothing but the bulge. Concave is like it's like a cave part. So when it is concave, this is the level of the liquid which you have to take, the bottom part. Convex is the upper part, you have to take the readings, not the down part. This is how you have to measure the volume of the liquid in a glass jar or in the measuring beakers. You have to consider the meniscus accordingly. Concave, the lower part, convex, the upper part. We shall move to the next one now. So now let us see how to find the volume of the regular solids and the volume of irregular solids. Volume of regular solids we can find with the help of the formulas, whereas irregular solids we can find with the help of water displacement method. Children, this is an important bit. The volume of irregular solids can be found with the help of irregular solids. So the regular solids formulae I have all written here so that you can copy and learn accordingly. Volume of the cube, it is side cube, side multiplied by side multiplied by side. Volume of cuboid, this is the length, the breadth and the height. The volume of the sphere, this is the sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r stands for the radius. Volume of the cylinder, pi r square h, where pi value is given as pi, you can take it as 22 by 7 or even 3.14, accordingly you can take. So in this is the radius, even this can be taken as the radius, even this can be taken as the radius of the cylinder and the height of the cylinder. So based on this information given, the like radius, height, length, breadth, height, accordingly you can solve the volume of the regular solids. Whereas the volume of the irregular solids we can find with the help of the water displacement method. Now let me explain this water displacement method, which is very simple. Let us take a beaker half filled with water. Let us consider that it is at 25 milliliters. The volume of the initial volume of the liquid, is 25 milliliters. Now in the irregular solid, let us take an example of a stone. So tie the stone with a thread and immerse into the water. So when you immerse into the water, the level of the water will increase. Let us consider 30 milliliters. The level of the water has increased. So the initial level is initial volume V1 is 25 milliliter. Final volume V2 is 30 milliliter. Therefore, the volume of the stone is V2 minus V1, which becomes 5 milliliters. Now you may be having a doubt, what ma'am, solid, how can we measure in milliliters? Solid, yes, you are correct. So we know 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter. We have seen in the previous video. If you have not watched, please watch my previous video, where I have explained regarding the area derivations. Now here we are dealing with the volume. We have seen that 5 milliliters. Before session we have seen 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cc. Therefore 5 milliliters is equal to 5 cubic centimeter. So this is how you will be finding the volume of the irregular solids. And with the help of the formula you will be finding the volume of the regular solids. Now let us see the few numericals based on this. This is the question, the first numerical. The length, breadth and height of a cuboid are given as 4 cm, 10 cm and 2 cm. Calculate volume and express your answer in the SI unit. Calculate the volume of the cuboid and express your answer in the standard unit. So what is the standard unit of the cuboid? Meter cube. So you have to express our answer in the meter cube. Take a pause, try to solve. So given as L is equal to 4 cm, breadth is 10 cm and height is 2 cm. Volume of cuboid is L into B into H. So 4 cm into 10 cm into 2 cm. 4 tens are 40, 42s are 80 centimeter cube or 80 cc. Now you have to convert the answer into SI unit. It means meter cube. 80 multiplied by 1 by 10 power meter cube. 8 by 10 power 5 meter cube, which is equal to 0.00008 meter cube. Because 1 centimeter cube, because 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 by 10 power 6 meter cube. This is the relation. So what I was telling you, to learn the relations carefully. If you don't learn the relations, you cannot calculate the sums. So this is how we have calculated the volume of the cuboid. Let us move to the next sum. Second question, find the volume of sphere whose radius is 3 centimeters. So it is so simple and so direct. We know that volume of sphere is. So children, what is the volume of the sphere? In the before class I taught you what is the volume of the sphere. Yes, V is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 as informed earlier, pi value is 22 by 7 and the radius is 3. 3 multiplied by 3. So 88 multiplied by 3 divided by 7. 3 8s are 24, 24, 25, 26 by 7. So 26 by 7. What is the value of 264? What is the value of 264 divided by 7? We will be getting approximate of 37.7. What is the unit here? Centimeter cube. So this is how you have to solve the numerical. I hope you might have understood how to solve the numerical. Let me give you a few numericals so that you can try on your own. Please take down the numerical question. These are the few numericals. Do it on your own. If you have any problem in solving any numerical, post it in the comments. I will come back to you. So calculate the volume of the given figure, and every answer, each answer you have to express in SI unit, standard unit, that is in meter cube. Do not forget to give the final answer in the meter cube. So this is all the diagrams I have given. This is the one irregular volume, irregular body's volume you have to find out. So please calculate it on your own. Try to solve it. Use the formulae accordingly and take care. In the next video, I will be coming up with the density, how to measure the density of an object. What is density? What is its unit? How do we define it? How do you find the density of the object? Whether it may be a solid or a liquid, how do you find? So in the next video, I will be sharing that part. So keep solving, keep reading, keep learning the sums, the formulae. Continue watching my videos. Please take down all the notes which will be helpful. Thank you.